I think the favorite part about what I love to do with the show that we have, which is Vegas Live with Ninon, is to bring on a lot of the people in the entertainment business in Vegas, because that's what Vegas is. And I have Bill here, and we were talking about impersonators and tributes and all this. So now it's become a tribute now.
Tribute, yeah.
We don't use anything else, because I've been corrected a couple of times. I don't mind being corrected as long as I get it right. And that's what I need to do, is get it right. And so you are a tribute artist to a very famous group. I'll let you talk about what group are you, because I don't pre-interview, so I don't know anything. So what group are you in?
It's a Crosby Stills Nash tribute.
Oh, how fabulous!
Yes, and we also...
didn't they perform in England?
I'm sure they did.
Yeah, because they all do.
Yeah.
That's where I heard them from.
They're pretty much everywhere.
Yes.
And now with this new movie that's out called Echo in the Canyon, there seems to be...
I love the name of that, Echo in the Canyon. Doesn't that sound beautiful? Sounds like music.
Yeah, there's a big interest in the music back from the 60s and 70s from that area, and Crosby, Stills and Nash are featured in that movie.
What an unusual name they picked out, Crosby, Stills and Nash. It's an unusual name.
Well, they were all from famous groups in the early 60s.
Yes, in the early 60s. Beatle time.
Right. Graham Nash was from the Hollies.
That's right.
English group.
It was English, because it's always the English that seemed to...
Stephen Stills was from Buffalo Springfield.
Yes.
And David Crosby was from the Byrds, and they were all very, very popular groups in the early 60s.
Yes.
So they got together. And
so they all got together and formed their own...
Right.
Wonderful.
And then later on they brought in Neil Young, who was also from Buffalo Springfield.
It's nice to know the history behind something, and often we wonder, how do all these people get together? And, and this is how they form the group, and that's how they form the name.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's how it goes. So now you're a tribute artist to all that.
Right.
And how many do you have in your band then? Must be 4 or 5.
We usually have anywhere from 6 to 7 people.
In the band? Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So,
that's a pretty good noise.
Yeah, and it's 3 of us out front doing the tribute.
Yes.
And we actually started out more of a look-alike type tribute, but little by little we sort of got away from it. So much like they have.
And that's called age.
Yeah, exactly.
We all change with age.
So it's mostly about the music.
Of course.
And
it's always about the music, and it's funny, music will never go away. Music is in for the long haul.
Yeah.
It's always been in, obviously it changes through the decades and through the years and everything. I think there are decades it changes. I'm not quite sure how. Every 5 years, every 10 years, but it actually changes every year.
Yeah.
Little bit comes in, little bit goes out.
What I'm glad about is the young people now that are starting to take interest in the music from that era, because all the popular movies like, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Echo in the Canyon, The Kitchen, all about Hell's Kitchen back in the 70s. So it's a new interest going on with this.
I think they need that. I think they need something. They need something to look at. They know their everyday life. They know what's going on with all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so when you have a movie that takes their interest, they want to think, well, what happened back, I'm going to say 20 years, but how about 50 years?
Exactly. Yeah, more like that.
Talk about 40 to 50 years back. Way before my time. Anyway.
So we're still fairly new. We have a show coming up next week.
Oh, fabulous.
Actually,
Where?
the 17th at the Cannery North.
Okay, Cannery North. I happen to know where that is.
Okay.
And that's on August the 15th.
17th.
17th, sorry. August the 17th. What time does that start?
Well, I think we go on around close to 9. We have
good. So it's late enough.
Yeah, it's called the Woodstock Weekend. So Friday we have two tribute acts. I believe it's a Santana and a...
Santana's fabulous.
And Fogerty, John Fogerty.
Okay.
And then on our night, we have a Janis Joplin that opens for us.
Oh, how fun.
And then we come out and we end the night. So it should be a fun weekend.
Now, when you get out there and start playing, you've got your whole band out there, which is 7, 8, however many. How long are you actually on the set for? You know, is it fairly long?
Usually around
hour?
80 to 90 minutes.
80 to, so it's like an hour and a half you're on stage. So that, because some of these bands come on, they play 2 or 3 songs and they're off. So, you know, but this gives you enough time to be able to put out what you do. Yeah. So when you say this is fairly new, how new is this for you?
This is only about maybe a year, because I was on tour while I was trying to get this show together.
Yes.
I was on tour with Frankie Valli from the Four Seasons, the Jersey Boy guy.
Yeah, I know. I've met him. I met Frankie. Fabulous guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to those four? The 4 Jersey Boys. They were amazing.
Well, everybody,
they probably all went in their own directions.
Well, actually, the original 4 Seasons, 2 of them are gone.
Yes, they passed away.
Right. Well, yeah, and Joe Long and Bob Gaudio, the guy that wrote all the songs, he's still around.
Yes, yeah.
And you know,
but the new 4 Seasons, they're pretty cool. They did an incredible act. I happened to have seen them in Los Angeles actually.
Oh, okay.
A few years ago, they were performing there, and they were absolutely amazing.
But
they were lovely character of boys.
Yeah. Well, that kind of delayed me getting this together, but it was a fun tour. I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, and you like that.
Yeah, but I like having my own.
You like having
show.
your own show, your own
so.
thing. Is this the first time you've had your own show? Or?
No, I had a show back a couple of years back at Planet Hollywood called Echoes of the '60s.
Oh, how fun!
And that was a fun show.
Yeah.
And this show is kind of a spin-off of that show. Yeah, because when we would do our Crosby, Stills Nash segment, it always got a great response.
So you figure, why lose that? You know, don't fix it if it doesn't need fixing.
Exactly.
So you kept that whole sort of narration, the whole thing together and put it together. Now you've sort of done very well with all your sort of things you do. What makes you so different to everybody else about, you know, you're performing, you're out there, you're doing well.
Well, we try to have some elements. Danny Gans was a very big influence on me as far as putting the show together.
Yeah, okay.
Because he was able to have you cry in 1 minute and laugh in the next.
Oh, that sounds like me.
So we kind of try to do that, the little roller coaster.
You have a little roller coaster, maybe someone likes this one and someone likes that one and someone's like that one, and then you also have those that come in that everybody likes that particular song.
Yeah.
So you kind of, and I think that's the greatest thing for anybody and anything, is play to your audience, because that's what you got, that's who you're playing to. Yeah. But to find out when you go on stage, who is your audience? Who are they? Are they you know, from 20 to 35, or are they mixed, or what are they? So you try to reach all of them. So you've been very famous in your life. What's the most beautiful thing that's ever happened to you in your career?
What's the most
beautiful thing that's ever happened to you?
Yeah, in my career, well,
because that could mean a lot of things.
Well,
I'm not talking about marriage or anything. I'm talking about your career.
Okay. What's happened at least 4 times. I mean, I was 21 the first time I went with Frankie Valli. So,
Frankie Valli.
So that's a young age.
Yes, that's cool.
Joining Danny Gans' group was another highlight.
Awesome.
Having my first show.
Your own show.
The 60s, that was definitely.
Was that nervous? Were you like a nervous wreck? I'm trying to get it together.
Yeah, because you got to wear so many hats. You know,
I know what that's like.
Yeah.
Getting something together, and then they say, "Well, it's all your fault. And it's all yours." And you say, "Well, yes, it is, isn't it?" And you have to perform.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're right. It's draining, but it was.
But it's worth it.
Yes, absolutely.
100% worth it.
Yeah, and I just always want to do shows.
You just always want to do shows, and that's probably why, because you put a lot of heart and effort into it, don't you?
I really
and
do.
are you a perfectionist to make sure and everybody turns up and everybody?
Yeah, to a fault.
Oh, I don't think that's to a fault. I personally think the more you practice, I don't know if any of you knew Fred Astaire. Fred Astaire practiced every day.
No.
And this is quote unquote, I think it was between 5 and 8 hours a day. And everybody said he was such a fantastic dancer. That is why.
Yeah.
Because if you keep it together, but then you also make sure you have part of your your whole group
Right.
are with you.
Right.
And then,
Trying to make it look easy does take a lot of work.
because it isn't.
And Fred Astaire could do that. So.
Yeah, and he made it. He like floated through, but that's because practice makes perfect, and it truly does. What would you like to say to our younger generation out there? What was the greatest thing you could give them to sort of be like you?
Oh well, I would say nowadays it's always step outside yourself, no matter what you're doing, no matter what
Isn't
you're
that
doing,
nice?
and just step outside and just
Step out of the box.
yeah, and just kind of see what's working and what's not working in your life, and be ready to
Change.
be ready to roll.
To roll with the punches and the good and the bad and the right and the wrong. But I think, because we're born and then we die. We're born all wrinkled up and we die all wrinkled up. It's what we do in between. Have you ever thought about that?
No, not that way, but
No,
I
when
will
we're
now.
born, we're all wrinkled up, we're tiny, and it seems to be that when we pass away, we've got smaller and we're all wrinkled up, but we're kind of sort of ready to go back.
On our way. Yeah.
Start it over again, right? That's if you believe in reincarnation. How come? Now, where are you playing right now? Are you playing anywhere now?
Tonight, I'm doing a duo with my wife at the
How wonderful! I like that.
at Mandalay Bay in the Hazel's Lounge.
Yes.
We start around 8 o'clock, and then next week is the Cannery. We're going to do the Cannery North.
That's on the 17th of August.
Right, with Crosby Stills Nash. And then the following week, back doing the duo with my wife again at Mandalay Bay. So
How fabulous.
trying to stay busy.
Yeah, that's wonderful. But playing at the Mandalay Bay is pretty cool because that's actually playing on the Strip, and you got that on your resume that you play on the Strip. Pretty cool guy. I'll tell you, Bill, you've done well.
Oh, thank
You've
you.
worked hard, and that's what it's all about. Again, how can they reach you? You have an email or a Facebook or a Watty something?
I'm Rockin' Soul 60s at AOL.
Okay, that's it. Okay. And don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe to Vegas Live with Ninon, because without all of you, we've reached our plateau of where we need to be to go further forward. So we've got a lot of more people coming in because they're subscribing. We've also been monetized, so now we can sort of start advertising and do all sorts of wonderful things. So, but it's only because of all of you out there. Without any of you out there, I can't do it, and neither can my producer, who's absolutely amazing. And without our guests like Bill, who sort of go along this road with us. It's a road, isn't it? And sometimes it's rocky, and sometimes it's a bend, and sometimes it's straightforward, and it's wonderful. We'll be right back. Take care.